Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. It's close-ish to Halloween. I am actually recording this in September, but in that case, let's talk about a Halloween film. I'm going to be talking about the 1982 film Halloween 3: Season of the Witch. Now, as I'm sure many people know, Halloween 3: Season of the Witch does not feature Michael Myers. Halloween 3 is kind of infamous for being its own separate entity, like separate from the rest of the Halloween movies. Michael Myers' story was actually supposed to end after Halloween 2, so it just became like a two-part thing for him. And then after that, the series would go on to become an anthology series. So Halloween 3 would be the start of that, and the first director up for the task was Tommy Lee Wallace. Tommy Lee Wallace was just starting out at this time, and today he's mostly known for directing the miniseries for It. But I believe that with Halloween 3, Tommy Lee Wallace managed to make a strange but fun film that captivated the spirit of Halloween. It stars Tom Atkins' character, who I did not bother to remember the name of or even look it up, but he's working as a doctor when a patient is rolled in holding a Halloween mask screaming that everyone is going to die. The patient is later murdered that night, and the patient's daughter teams up with Tom Atkins to unravel the mystery of who killed her dad. It turns into a story of evil robots and an evil factory's plan to kill every kid wearing a silver shamrock mask on Halloween night, using a TV program. Now, Halloween 3: Season of the Witch is probably one of the most perfect Halloween movies. Now, that doesn't mean it's a perfect movie, but it is a perfect movie to watch around Halloween. The whole Halloween aesthetic here is just spot on. There's like orange and green everywhere, there's Halloween masks in the store windows, and there's this great like 80s synth music. You can tell that Halloween 3 was made by someone who absolutely loved Halloween. Now, the story for Halloween 3: Season of the Witch is a very simple one, and if they really wanted to, this could have been like a TV episode of an anthology series such as like Twilight Zone or Tales from the Dark Side. But despite the fact that this could be a lot shorter, I think that it lends itself pretty well to the hour-and-a-half mark. It's actually pretty surprising how long they can drag this movie out without making it ever feel boring. Tom Atkins is also great in this movie. Tom Atkins is always great. If you don't know who Atkins is, he is an actor who starred in a lot of different horror movies such as The Fog, Night of the Creeps, or Maniac Cop. In this movie, Tom Atkins plays the ladies' man, and he does a pretty good job at it. It must have something to do with his mustache. I wouldn't say that his role here is as good as Night of the Creeps.
Doctor, it's Miller time.
I mean, it's pretty hard to outdo something like that, but I still think that Atkins is an underappreciated horror icon. Halloween 3 is just full of lots of crazy concepts. Like I said before, there's evil robots in this movie, and the evil robots kind of like incorporate this element of sci-fi to the movie. And while it's not very like scary, I think that it fully like celebrates the weirdness of Halloween. Halloween isn't just about like, you know, werewolves and vampires. It can also be about aliens or robots or anything like that. And it's like someone sat down and thought, what is Halloween? And they just thought about all the strange things about it and just incorporated that into a movie. Now, Halloween 3 though is not the strongest story-wise. I will have to say that the biggest problem in this movie is probably the villain. Now, as an actor, the villain does an amazing job, and sadly I don't remember the actor or the character's name, and I'm not even gonna bother looking it up, but he was in RoboCop and he does a great job here as well. However, he does not have a clear motivation really. I think that his idea is to like sacrifice children to the Halloween gods or something, which just leaves the audience asking why. And while that is probably an issue with the movie, I don't think it's something that ruined it for me. The director actually also wrote the script for this movie, and I think that he's a much better director than he is a writer. This is a very atmospheric film, once again, filled with the spirit of Halloween. Halloween 3 is not one of the horror greats, but I think that it is a very good B-movie. Once again, it is a very underappreciated film that mostly just got hate because of the whole Michael Myers thing. The problem is that no matter what, people are often ignorant, and the backlash would eventually lead into Michael Myers returning in Halloween 4. And we all know how that turned out. We actually would have probably been a lot better off if we did have a Halloween anthology series, like Imagine the possibilities. This movie also pretty much ruined Tommy Lee Wallace's career for a while. I hear that the studio hated him after this movie, but I'm glad that in the end he was able to do the It miniseries. To be honest, I think the closest that we've gotten today with the idea of a horror anthology series is probably with Cloverfield, except that's more sci-fi, but definitely still elements of horror in there. Halloween 3 is also a good commentary on commercialism. I mean, the whole thing is about kids who buy stuff and watch TV and die. Also, that Silver Shamrock theme that they always play is pretty catchy.
Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
I mean, I'd buy a Silver Shamrock mask. I don't know who wouldn't. The movie also took a few chances. There's a child death in this film, and it's not an off-screen thing. It's a on-screen, morbid thing. But it is one of the best horror deaths with, the snakes and bugs and all this stuff coming out of their face. I don't even, get how the whole mask thing works, but however it works, it's pretty cool. If I had to pick a way to go, it would be like the kid in this movie. But along with that really weird and creepy death, there's actually a lot of, memorable visuals in this film as well. This is personally my second favorite Halloween themed movie after Trick or Treat. Oh, I'm sorry, I mean third favorite. I forgot about Boo! A Medea's Halloween. I also think that Halloween 3 has one of my favorite endings to a horror movie. I don't know if anyone really cares, but I guess it's kind of spoilers. But the ending is where he's calling up the TV network and he's trying to make them take down all the channels, and there's still one left and he's just telling them to stop and they won't. And of course it cuts to black and we never really find out whether or not the channels were shut off. Supposedly this ending was really hated at its time. People just hated this. And I guess, yes, it's not a satisfying ending, but what do you really expect from a horror movie? Today I think more people probably get the idea of the fear of not knowing and just how terrifying that can be. I mean, Twin Peaks is gonna haunt me for the rest of my life. Halloween 3 is a perfect film to watch on Halloween. It's a very weird but fun B-movie. Yeah, I can definitely recommend this to just about anyone, especially if you're somebody who just loves Halloween. In that case, definitely add it to your Halloween watch list. Thank you for watching, and happy Halloween!